What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of the Red Brand, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Drew McIntyre still hasn't re-signed a new deal with WWE, will Ospreay open to WWE, Brock Lesnar will make history at Crown Jewel, rumors on Roman Reigns' Survivor Series opponent, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new website, Wrestlelamia.com. Now, as always, we won't recap the matches, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number 1, Logan Paul's new BFF. It looks like WWE found the perfect partner for Dominic Mysterio, Logan Paul. Last night's segment with Paul and Dirty Dom showed just how annoying both men are, but not in a go-away heat fashion, as they teamed up to mock Rey Mysterio and tease their future tag match involving Ricochet. Number 2, Rhea Ripley runs Raw. Cody Rhodes said it best last night when he told Damian Priest and Finn Balor that Rhea Ripley is their mommy. Ripley's actions over the last few weeks prove she's the group's unofficial leader, as she's worked out different deals to further the group's interest. She also made herself the most prominent member on Raw, quite the achievement in light of how big the Red Brand's roster is. Number 3, more women's matches. Last night's Raw was another step in the right direction for the WWE's women's division, as the undercard got much more time than it usually does. The WWE had women's matches as well as backstage segments showing the WWE's women's undercard interacting and reminding people like Candice LeRae are still working for the WWE. The contract signing segment for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship was entertaining as well. Oh yeah, and what was going on with Nikki Cross? She was just staring into space. Number 4, Akira Tozawa applies for Alpha Academy. Is Akira Tozawa the right fit for Alpha Academy? While Tozawa has been used as a comedy character for years, he has the in-ring skills to hold his own against Chad Gable and Otis. Even better, his comedic talent seems like a good fit for joining Gable and Otis. Even if it doesn't make the cut, this storyline seems like a smart way to reintroduce him to the WWE Universe. And things are heating up between Seth and Drew. Has Seth Rollins' World Championship run been a mixed bag? Well, some fans feel it's been a failure, some see it as a mixed bag, and others feel that Rollins has done a terrific job, making every contender look good while he retains the title. Drew McIntyre is perhaps Seth's biggest challenge yet, largely due to McIntyre's new heelish attitude and his potential alliance with the Judgment Day. The WWE explored this further and also teased Seth Rollins working out a deal with the heel faction. That was a good. What about the bad? Is number 1, Raw run on cruise control. Raw wasn't a bad show, but it seemed to lack the excitement of last week. It's difficult to think of any one segment or match that stuck out, and that's no way to bring fans back for the next week. Number 2, mixed feelings about Becky defending the NXT title on Raw. Becky Lynch deserves praise for using her star power to elevate NXT in its women's roster, but does she need to defend the NXT title every week on Raw? Also, what kind of message is the WWE sending when Lynch defends a belt regularly while Rhea Ripley barely defends it on TV? Number 3, DIY booking feels like Triple H is booking Raw for himself. Is DIY gonna succeed? While fans seem happy at the Johnny Gargano-Tommaso Ciampa reunion, it still doesn't seem to be doing anything for Gargano. While we're hopeful Johnny Wrestling will get over, at what point does Triple H scale back Gargano's push if he doesn't get over with the fans? Will Triple H even entertain the idea of cancelling his pet project? That was nothing downright ugly, as Raw was enjoyable but far too average. The rivalry between Raw and SmackDown GM Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis showed promise, but the WWE should have done more with the entire show. What did you guys think of the Red Brand last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Now first story looks at Drew McIntyre's WWE future uncertain. Atop of today's news is a report on one of the WWE's top stars and his future in the WWE. Simply put, is Drew McIntyre staying in WWE? While the Scottish Warrior's contract is expected to run through until around WrestleMania 40, there have been rumors of the WWE trying to get McIntyre to ink a new deal. Meltzer and Brian Alvarez discussed Drew's contract status during a recent Wrestling Observer Radio, with Meltzer noting McIntyre's status. I could check, but I do not believe he's re-signed. Wrestling News' Andrew Ravens discussed Drew's leave of absence earlier this year. Early this year, McIntyre took a hiatus from WWE after WrestleMania 39, which was at the time when he was reportedly frustrated with creative and the talks for a new WWE deal that expires next year. McIntyre is scheduled to challenge Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship at Crown Jewel, and some fans believe Drew will win the title. However, would the WWE put the belt on someone whose stay in the company is winding down? Meltzer discussed this, noting, "Oh no, they were going to push him. He's solid through April. This time, you can do whatever you want with him through April." So the deal is his contract was to expire at the end of the year. Because of all the injury time accrued, it's April. So I mean, they're not at a point where I would say it's dangerous or at a turning point, or I don't put the title on him, which they've done before. They've had champions, Bret Hart, Jeff Jarrett, where guys' contracts were up. Oh yeah, and look how they turned out. Anyway, what do you guys think is next for McIntyre? Should he stick around in WWE or try his luck elsewhere? Next up, can WWE afford Will Ospreay? In other contract news, current New Japan Pro Wrestling star Will Ospreay will become a free agent in February 2024, and the London native reportedly is already working to make sure he gets the best deal possible. Ospreay has hired agent Barry Bloom to represent him, and Dave Meltzer discussed Ospreay's future home during an episode of Wrestling Observer Radio. I know WWE absolutely after him, and he's absolutely going to listen to a WWE. WWE is very interested in him. Everyone is, and they should be. Rumor has it that Ospreay is looking at his next deal with an emphasis on money. Fightful Select recently reported that Will's new deal will be heavily financially motivated. Ospreay is 30 and it makes sense his value to promoters may never be greater as he's established himself as a bankable star and he's still in his prime. However, while the WWE is apparently interested in him, could he price himself too high? The WWE has the bucks to sign anyone, but it isn't the only game in town as Ospreay recently worked for Impact Wrestling and also competed in AEW. AEW could also afford him and he's worked enough matches over there that the promotion knows what he has to offer. While Impact, soon to be TNA Wrestling, doesn't have the deep pockets WWE has, could it work out a deal to bring in Ospreay? Next up, Vince McMahon banned certain superstars. And now that Vince McMahon is out of WWE creative, fans are seeing several superstars who are missing in action or kept on main event. A recent report from Fightful Select suggests that while Vince McMahon's influence in creative seemed subdued before the WWE's merger with Endeavor, he made it clear which wrestlers worked on Raw or SmackDown, effectively putting them out of the picture. Now that Triple H has absolute control in creative, expect to see more of his favorites on Raw and SmackDown. Next up, Roman Reigns' plans for Survivor Series? When does the WWE have planned for Roman Reigns at Survivor Series? Last night's backstage chat between world champion Rhea Ripley, where Ripley suggested an alliance, led to some fans thinking Seth might be setting his sights on Roman's title, presumably at Survivor Series. However, Meltzer reports a Seth-Roman rematch isn't scheduled for the PLE. A Sports Kid has speculated that Reigns could face Randy Orton at Survivor Series, assuming Orton returns in the near future. Rumor has it that the Viper will be back sometime before Survivor Series, and his match against Reigns, who helped injure him in a storyline way back in May of 2022, would make sense as Orton seeks revenge. WrestleVids recently tweeted about Orton's return. Regarding the Randy Orton return rumors, sources state new merch and branding has been approved. Also, WWE will present a large social media promotion digital material for the comeback. It's indeed happening, likely Survivor Series or that weekend. Do you think Roman Reigns could face Randy Orton at Survivor Series? Let us know in the comments down below. And finally, Brock Lesnar will make history at the 2023 Crown Jewel PLE. Brock Lesnar is set to make history at the Crown Jewel PLE. Will Lesnar defeat both Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, uniting both world champions? Well no, Brock's days as WWE's King of All Monsters has passed, although he's certainly a force to be reckoned with. Actually, Brock is going to make history if he doesn't wrestle at the 4th November Saudi Super Show. But does this mean that Brock's star in the WWE has fallen? They have some big matches booked for Crown Jewel. This is no surprise as WWE goes out of its way to book big time bouts for Saudi Arabia. It's also believed that the Saudi Sports Authority expects the WWE to treat each show as a WrestleMania. PW Insider is reporting that Brock Lesnar isn't expected to work at Crown Jewel. Brock Lesnar is not in the creative mix for Crown Jewel in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia and will not be appearing at the pay-per-view. PW Insider Elite has confirmed with multiple sources it'll be the first Saudi Arabia pay-per-view since WWE began producing events for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia that will not feature Lesnar. However, fans shouldn't see Lesnar's rumoured absence as a sign that the Beast lacks the star power he once brought. Apparently, the WWE is satisfied with the amount of top talent working the show. PW Insider noted, WWE sources indicate that the company opted not to bring Lesnar into the plans for this event, as with Roman Reigns vs LA Knight, plus John Cena and Logan Paul etc., all resulting in an immediate sellout of the venue. It was best to save Lesnar for a future event in the market. Is that the right way to go? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.